Hello children, welcome to chemistry class. In the chapter Coal and Petroleum, today we are going to discuss why to save natural resource and how to save natural resource. You have studied in the previous class that some natural resources are exhaustible, that are limited in quantity, like fossil fuels, forests, minerals, etc. Here, I wanted to clarify about forests. Forests come under renewable exhaustible resource. In the last class, we discussed what the meaning of exhaustible resources and inexhaustible resources. Here, we are having a new term, renewable exhaustible resources. Hence, now let us know its meaning. Okay, what are renewable exhaustible resources? The natural environment with soil, water, forests, plants, and animals are all renewable, exhaustible resources as long as they are adequately monitored, protected, and conserved. This image, soil, tells us how important is that. We know soil is one of the world's most important natural resources. It has many important functions which are essential for life. The next is water. We know water stored in dams has huge amount of potential energy. This potential energy can be converted into electrical energy. Even water stored in the dams is used for industrial activities, agricultural purposes, domestic purposes, etc. Hence, natural resource, that means here water plays as a natural resource an important role. The next is a forest. Forests are an extremely important natural resource that can potentially be sustainably harvested and managed to yield biodiversity of commodities of economic importance. Plants. Plants are the fabric which covers the soil. They hold the soil in place to reduce erosion and improve water quality. Plants provide our food, materials for shelter, fuel to warm us, and replenish the air we breathe. Plants provide food for animals and habitat for wildlife. Now we shall take the another natural renewable exhaustible resource, that is animal. For humans, animals are productive resource. First of all, they supply food that man needs to survive: milk, cheese, eggs, butter, meat, and so on. Even animals play in balancing of food chain, that and all you know. Even though soil, water, forests, animals are renewable, exhaustible resources, yet we mainly depend on non-renewable fossil fuels. Here arises the ambiguity. Why? In this lesson, children, we will discuss that only. Why we depend on fossil fuels, at the same time, or we need fossil fuels, etc. We will clarify. Now, first, we shall try to feature out the fossil fuels. Fossil fuels principally consist of carbon and hydrogen bonds. There are three types of fossil fuels which can all be used for energy provision, namely coal, oil, and natural gas. Coal is a solid fossil fuel formed over millions of years by decay of land vegetation. Oil. Oil is a liquid fossil fuel that is formed from the remains of marine microorganisms deposited on the sea floor. After millions of years, the deposits end up in rock and sediments where oil is trapped in small spaces. Next is natural gas. Natural gas is a gaseous fossil fuel that is versatile, abundant, and relatively clean compared to coal and oil. Like oil, it is also formed from the remain of marine microorganisms. This image depicts the formation of coal. This depicts the formation of petroleum, that is oil. This one depicts the formation of natural gas. Dear children, it is the simplest and most effective way of learning. Brilliant thinkers, students, never stop asking questions because they know that this is the best way to gain deeper insight. Let us ask ourselves some whys. The first one is, are fossil fuels necessary? Why do we need to stop using fossil fuels? Why should we care about fossil fuels? Why can't we quit fossil fuels? Why we continue to use fossil fuels rather than transition to cleaner sources? Just have a glance once, children. This questionnaire makes me think about the following two more questions. The first one is this: reason out, why do we still use fossil fuels? Because since we depend on fossil fuels, now let us try to reason out. Here are the three reasons why we are still using fossil fuels. The first one is because of its efficiency. They are excellent as fuels. Fossil fuels are fantastic at their job. that is producing energy. Second, convenience. They are ready made. What does this mean? As mentioned above, fossil fuels are the result of natural processes of millions of years. While it took a long time to turn trees and ferns into coal, those millions of years have already passed and we have nothing to do now but reap the reward of eons, meaning indefinitely long period. I hope you have understood, children. The next is logistics. What is that? Commercial activity of transporting goods to consumers. In case of petroleum, coal, and natural gas, it is well established. They are well established. The last aspect, that is logistics of fossil fuels, that makes them so hard to abandon. Because of this, now we are not in a position to quit, children. That is the meaning. Is the fact that they have been the main source of energy in much of the world for the past 2 centuries. Here, this board ship, right? That means this depicts, the image depicts the transportation of fossil fuels for the logistics of petroleum, even through train. It is transported. Here I have given one flow chart. It shows the flow of crude oil and gasoline to your local gas station. Look at this, children. Imported crude oil, refinery. In the refinery, we know oil is refined, purified, then it moves to refinery storage and through tanker or barge. That barge is nothing but flat bottomed boat like, ship like, and then here that bulk storage, and from here it moves to gas station through tanker truck. So this is how from the place of what the where we obtain, where does it occur, from the place of occurring to the consumer, we find a well established network. Hence, this is also one of the reasons we cannot quit the fossil fuels. Now, let us explain why should we use fossil fuels only when absolutely necessary. Because of the previous three reasons, we are not in a position to quit them, but we have to use only when absolutely necessary. Why? Fossil fuels is non renewable resource and it takes millions of years to rebuild. What a bitter truth. The burning of fossil fuels is the main cause for air pollution. That air pollution is one of the world's most dangerous health risk. On burning, these produce harmful gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and so on, and cause global warming in the atmosphere. That global warming is the root cause for climatic change. The next is depletion of the ozone layer. Hence, we should. Here I would prefer, instead of should, ought to. O-U-G-H-T. You know that the depth of the meaning of that ought to. Children, use fossil fuels only when absolutely necessary. Now, we shall glance for important terms what we mentioned in the previous questions. First one is this air pollution. What is meant by air pollution? Air pollution is the mixture of solid particles and gases in the air. Car emissions, chemicals from factories, dust, pollen and mold spores may be suspended as particles. Ozone, a gas, is a major part of air pollution in cities. When ozone forms air pollution, it is also called smog. Some air pollutants are poisonous. Just look at this image. The factories emit smoke. Now let us try to know the meaning of global warming. Global warming is a gradual increase in the Earth's temperature, generally due to the greenhouse effect caused by increased levels of carbon dioxide, CFCs, and other pollutants. This image depicts how danger is the global warming. You only can predict. Just look at the image, children. The next is greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? The greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface when the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere. Some of it is reflected back to space and the rest is absorbed and re-radiated by greenhouse gases. Name some greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases include water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, and some artificial chemicals such as CFCs, that is chlorofluorocarbons. Here this image depicts a greenhouse effect. Just have a glance, children. Now let us try to know ozone layer depletion. Ozone depletion means gradual thinning of Earth's ozone layer in the upper atmosphere caused by the release of chemical compounds containing gaseous chlorine or bromine from industry and other human activities. Just have a look on this image. At this juncture, I would say it is right to know about PCRA mission and vision. What does PCRA stand for? PCRA stands for Petroleum Conservation Research Association. PCRA is a registered society set up under the aegis, meaning sponsorship, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India, established in long back in 1978 only, children. This is the logo of PCRA, Petroleum Conservation Research Association. PCRA suggests many remedies One among them is some tips mainly focused on to conserve petrol and diesel. Now we shall try to state some of the tips of PCRA to conserve petroleum and diesel. Drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. That is, drive between 45 to 55 kilometer per hour. Look at this image, children. So they are asked to maintain between 55 to 45 to 50 within 60 like that. Here I have listed out some tips given. The second one is this: switch off the engine at traffic lights or at a place where you have to wait. Ensure correct tire pressure. Keep your engine healthy. Drive in the correct gear. Don't wait for your car to warm up. Good braking habits. Keep your foot off the clutch. Clean air filter regularly. Let's look at these images, children. There we discussed now that second one. Switch off the engine at traffic lights. Just you see this. Or at a place where you have to wait. That means we have to avoid what that idling of engines. Ensure correct tire pressure. By using a suitable device, very often we have to ensure, that means we have to check that air like that. Keep your engine healthy. Drive in the correct gear. Look at these images. If any problem in the engine means now then and there itself it should be get repaired. And drive in the correct gear. Of course, nowadays we have auto gear system, etc. But yet we have to keep that what practice of using correct gear. Don't wait for your car to warm up, and good braking habits. See this. So therefore, if the engines get most what heat etc. means we find a lot of waste of fuel and so on. So therefore, don't wait for your car to warm up. And mainly, wherever we find some problem, that means obstacles or humps like that and all, we should have good braking habits. Keep your foot off the clutch. Clean air filter regularly. Hence, all these suggestions given by PCRA is mainly to save the precious fuel, children. Hence, to conserve fuel, not only do we have to use petroleum products judiciously, but let us adopt alternative sources of energy too. Like this picture depicts everything. What could be alternative sources? We too will join with PCRA India. Thank you, children.